Daybreak, 0722. It is January 16th, 2023, and we are driving west on Interstate 70 through Cambridge, Ohio. Remember that name, as we will be back here later in the day. Taking exit 155, we enter Zanesville, Ohio, still sleeping and quiet as can be as the sun slowly rises in the sky. Zanesville is home to the Ohio Central Railroad's Zanesville Yard. The home base for several trains, this yard always has a plethora of the railroad's power sitting at idle. We went down here this morning blind, and luck would be on our side today as we find a quartet of Ohio Central's SD40-2 locomotives sitting by the yard office. Ohio Central 722 is an ex-Union Pacific and Florida East Coast locomotive built in 1980. Following that would be 3304, built for the Canadian Pacific Railroad in 1972. 3308 is an ex-Union Pacific also built in 1980. 3307 was built in 1978 for the Union Pacific, but is a bit different from the other SD40-2 seen here, being in the Genesee & Wyoming Holding Company's orange and black corporate paint job. Moving to the east end of the yard, we would locate the main attraction for the day. Ohio Central currently rosters 8 General Electric B23-7R locomotives, 4 of which are in their original Conrail blue paint job with their logos removed. 4096, however, has had its Conrail quality logo repainted onto the engineer side of the locomotive. The crew gets on board the locomotives and at 0830 begins building their train. After coupling up to a cut of cars, these old GEs put on a smoke show as the sun finally peaks over the treetops. Most of their work consisted of a bunch of back and forth movements, so I'll cut most of the switching out. Just after a week of this filming, on January 24th, the Environmental Protective Agency, or EPA, released a statement saying that them and the Genesee & Wyoming Holding Company had came to an agreement that involved the scrapping of 88 locomotives owned by GWI. The days of these Super 7s, as well as many other variants of locomotives owned by other railroads, have their days numbered. The reason behind this is that the EPA and GWI had been arguing and trying to come up with a deal about the pollution rates of some of these locomotives. These General Electric -7s are a prime example of what I mean. This is train ZVL, the Zanesville Local. This train serves the local industries around the city of Zanesville, but on select days, it makes a run east to the town of Cambridge, Ohio, where we would chase it on this day. Ooh.
start to walk up to the head.
They're doing 94 in the Big Sandy is awesome. No doubt about that.
On rail fair is a close second.
After their outbound train is built, they depart eastward over the old Baltimore and Ohio main line for Cambridge. Our first shot is along North River Road East and the entrance to the Riverside Park, conveniently located right next to the Muskingum River. We jump to Innovation Way, just south of the Zanesville Industrial Park. Here we would see 4096 in its train round an S-curve and blow its beautiful K5LA for the crossing. Bald Hill Road in Sonora, Ohio, would provide us with a great wide-open field shot of the Conrail pair rocking through the countryside. Moving east a little bit more, we climb an embankment that parallels Interstate 70 to get a shot of the train moving over Arch Hill Road. The Route 22 overpass would provide an overhead view of the train with great nose light on our leader.
Oh, there they are.
Just east of New Concord, the train crosses the North Crooked Creek as it picks up speed towards Cambridge. We would jump ahead of the train again and enter the city of Cambridge. Here, there is a tunnel that ZVL must pass through in order to get into town. This has been a shot I have wanted to get for a very long time, and I'm glad to have finally crossed it off my bucket list.
I slide down at least on one.
Yeah, I heard the horn.
After picking up some more cars from the siding here, ZVL proceeds to the industrial side of town. Crossing Woodlawn Avenue, it begins to work the Dyno Nobel plant. Dyno Nobel is an explosives manufacturer and provides a full range of reliable explosive products from manufacturing plants around the world, and blasting services from a distribution network unmatched in the industry.
subject. I had to.
After getting word of another train that captured our interest, we began our northward trek to the old Pennsylvania Railroad Panhandle line. We would wind up in Frazeysburg, Ohio, at a place known as Black Run. Here we would see the Sky turn running back east after working the morning in Newark, Ohio. SCCI can be seen smoking its way eastbound in the distance with a plethora of original Ohio Central power. After the G&W takeover in 2008, a good chunk of the Ohio Central roster was repainted into the corporate orange and black scheme. These beautiful maroon and yellow survivors are hard to come by, so seeing 4 of them all on one train was quite the treat. We would attempt to chase our train east, but the crew had to switch out an industry which would take several hours. A fun little tidbit of information is that 4 days later, on Friday, January 20th, this same very train working this same very industry would wind up derailing and spilling a few cars over on its side. With a long drive home ahead of us, we bid farewell and split off. I plan to make several more trips down here in the summer to document some more of the Ohio Central System's operations around this part of Ohio. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bells to not miss any future videos. I would also like to thank the people I chased with that day, as they helped to show me around the area and made it a memorable experience.
Right. Makes no sense. They've only got an hour and 55 minutes.